Good morning. How are you? All right, my friends. Let's have a conversation. I keep hearing this, and we need to set the record straight. So here I am to set the record straight. Ready? I'm going to blow your mind here. Sugar is not bad. Yeah. Sugar is not bad. Let me give you a little background. When I started getting healthy about 5 years ago, I villainized sugar. So some of you might be going, Kate, you told me before that sugar is bad. I did. I told you it was bad. And I was wrong. I was wrong. Here is what I have learned. Sugar is neutral. Sugar is not good or bad. It's neutral. It's completely neutral. Sugar is a white powder or brown. I mean, it's just a thing. It is not good or bad. We cannot villainize sugar. Because here's what happens. When we villainize one food group, we then villainize every other food group. We're giving sugar a morality when it doesn't. Sugar is not moral. It's not good or bad. It's just sugar. We can also apply this principle to a lot of other things. We can apply it to alcohol. Alcohol is neutral. We can apply it, you ready for this one? To carbs. Carbs are neutral. Bread is neutral. Pasta is neutral. Carbs are neutral. We can apply it to fat. Fat is neutral. It just is. The fat in your foods, the fat on your body, it's just a thing. It's neutral. There are so many examples I could give. But I'm not, because this would be the longest live on the planet. So, let me give you a couple examples of how it is neutral. Let's use sugar. That's what drew you in, so let's use sugar. Let's imagine that I have a plate of cookies, okay? I have a plate of cookies. If I were to take that plate of cookies is neutral. Here's why. If I were to take that plate of cookies to my brand new neighbors and say, welcome, I'm so glad that you're here in the neighborhood. Here's a plate of cookies that I made for you. The cookies would be seen in a positive light. It was an act of fellowship, an act of welcome, it was a gift. It's right. You wouldn't view the cookies as a bad thing. However, if I made a plate of cookies and I sat down in front of my TV or at the table or anywhere and I ate every single cookie on that plate, that's not a positive thing. That's a negative thing. The plate of cookies didn't change. What changed was my actions and my thoughts about the cookies. My actions and my thoughts ascribed a positive or a negative about the cookies. Right? That same plate of cookies, someone else could say is positive. Someone over here would say it's negative. Because it is positive for some people and negative for other people. Not good or bad, right? But positive or negative, it's neutral. Okay? What you do with those cookies is positive or negative, is good or bad, sinful or not sinful. Let's take it there. What you do with that plate of cookies is sinful or not sinful. Let's use another example, one of the ones I gave. Alcohol. A glass of wine a bottle of beer, whatever you want to say, a glass of wine is neutral, right? In the hands of an alcoholic, it would be a very negative thing. In the hands of someone who is going out with their friends and having a glass socially, like it's not a negative thing. It's positive. It's a social thing. The alcohol doesn't change. The alcohol is not positive or negative. It is not good or bad. How those people acted with alcohol was sinful or not sinful, good or bad, positive or negative. Okay? The alcohol is not good or bad. Same with carbs. Same with fats. Right? Let's use carbs. No, let's use fats because I've got a good example for that. If you have gallbladder issues, foods that are high in fat are going to hurt your body. Those fats are negative for you. They will have a negative reaction in your body. But for someone who is trying to gain weight or who wants to eat a balanced diet, you need fats. That's a macronutrient that you need. It's a positive. Same with carbs, right? If you're binging and only eating carbs, that's a negative. But if you're using it as a tool to give you energy and fuel your body for a run, it's a positive. Food is not bad. And here's another way we know that. Because people doing keto are saying carbs are bad, right? The people who are vegans are saying animal products are bad. Vegetarians are saying meat is bad. Yeah, that's a great one, meat. Like, vegetarians are saying meat is bad. People doing paleo are saying, and keto are like, meat is great. You can't, it's totally subjective. It's totally subjective. Food is neutral. That is why when I coach my clients, we do not do diets. We do not say no carbs. We do not say no fat. We do not say no alcohol, no pop, no sweets. We do not restrict because restriction causes you to villainize food. It causes you to ascribe a morality to food that's just not, like, it's not logical. It doesn't make sense. Food is food. It is what it is. You either eat foods that fuel you or foods that don't. It doesn't make it good or bad, right? Instead, what we do is we learn how to moderate. We identify when we are taking, let's use sugar as an example again. We identify when we're using sugar as an idol, when we're sinning when we eat sugar, right? Eating a cookie, not a bad thing, not a sin. Eating 12 cookies in one sitting, something's going on in your head that's causing you to turn to the cookies for comfort instead of Jesus. Now eating the cookies is a sin. Do you see the difference? When we get to the root of the problem, and we dig those nasty habits up and take those idols out and the sin out, we can then fill that space with Jesus and with positive habits and with positive thoughts about food. So we don't, in my coaching with my clients, we do not do restriction. I've had people who are like, are you going to make me give up my pop? Just love my Diet Dr. Pepper. And I'm like, no. Is it an idol? God might ask you to get rid of it, but I'm not going to. That's between you and God. I'm going to encourage you to drink more water, but I'm not going to make you give up. I'm not going to make you give up your pop. I can't make you give anything up. I'm going to encourage you to make better choices. And you know what happens? People start to reduce the number they have, and they start to only drink them because they want, like, because it tastes good, not because they need it. Okay. Do it. Do it. Moderation, biblical. Fueling your body well, biblical. Eating things because it makes you feel better, not biblical. But we have villainized food as an excuse to not look at our own sinful behavior. We say sugar is bad. No, your response to sugar is negative. The sugar didn't do anything. But Satan knew that you really liked it, and it's a good foothold for him, so he's going to keep using it. Okay, I could go on and on about this, seriously, but there's only so much that I can teach or explain in a live video. If you want more of this kind of, if you want more of this is what we get to do in my coaching. I get to teach you these principles, and then we dig into it. Do you have a sin that we need to, that you need to repent of and turn from? Let me show you how to do that, and let me walk with you through that, because you don't have to walk through that alone. And maybe it's not a sin for you, but you've been for so long saying I shouldn't eat that. That's a sin. Maybe you just need someone to say, no, it's not. You're not sitting there. You're listening to the voices of a whole bunch of people who are telling you that it is, but it's not. So if you need someone to speak truth into your life about food, about your actions, then we need to coach together. And we need to walk through that together, because you can really and truly have like actual freedom in your health. Freedom from restrictions, freedom from addiction, freedom from shame and guilt and condemnation. Those are not from God. They're not. Conviction is from God. Shame and condemnation, not from God. Okay? So, if that is something that interests you or that makes you go, oh, I need that kind of freedom, or if you just want to know more about that, shoot me a quick message and let's just talk about coaching for a few minutes. Let's see if it's a good fit for you. All right? All right. Have a great day. I love you. Sugar is not bad.